Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Celtic career mode. We move on to the second episode now. Well, as you'll notice on the screen, if you didn't watch the first episode, by the way, if you didn't watch it, I urge you to go back and watch it so you get the gist of the career mode. But you might not realise, or you might have realised even, that Celtic are not in the Scottish Premiership. We have them here in the English Championship, along with Rangers down the bottom there. And we're going to try and work our way through the English football, well, top two leagues, and eventually get Celtic back to the Champions League final like we did in last year's career mode. Now, if you watched the last episode, you will know I asked you all to help me find a centre-back to sign. Before we go on to that, we'll quickly look at the games for today's episode. So, quite an interesting episode. As number one, we have Nottingham Forest, who are obviously a very dominant team at one point in England. So, one of the bigger teams in English football history against one of the bigger teams in British football history, Celtic. So, that will be an interesting game to play. We're going to play that game, we're going to sim a couple, and we might end up playing the Norwich game. You will be thinking to yourself, that's a lot of games to sim, but I want to fly through the Championship. There will be big games we'll be playing a lot, like Wolves and Leeds. We're going to play the both of them, for example. We'll be playing Rangers games, Cardiff, Sheffield Wednesday, teams like that we will play. But I mean, Bolton, Cheltenham, Ipswich and Bristol should be teams we can be beaten by simming it. So we'll play two games today, the two games at the start and the end of the month. And hopefully that will do. So if you like that concept, let me know. If you think there's another way I should go about it, then feel free to let me know as well. After the Nottingham Forest game, we'll also get training sorted, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But as I was saying, centre-back, asked you all to help me get a centre-back for the team. Now, in the last episode, we tried for four. We tried for Chambers, Gomez, De Ligt and Clark. All of them came up short. We couldn't sign them for whatever reason. So I asked you all, please suggest some in the comments, and there was a lot of centre-backs who came up. The main ones I picked up on, I will run through now. So first off, probably the majority of people were shouting for Rob Holding. I think a loan is probably going to be reasonable to get him. I don't think we'll be able to pick him up, but if I can get Rob Holding on loan, I will be very happy. I'm a big fan of him. I think he's a really good player. And I'd like to bring in Rob Holding if possible. So he's definitely up there. Another player, once again, probably a loan would be the most realistic thing, but Axel Tuanzebe, big player at Manchester United. Well, he's becoming one, you know, he's got a lot of potential. Eventually probably will go into their starting team, but would be another player I'd like to have. He can also be deployed as a CDM as well there, as you can see. So he would be interesting to have. Pontus Jansson, another interesting player I'd like to have, a Swede of course, you've got to love the Swedes. That is going to become a thing on my channel, my love for Swedes, isn't it? Anyway, Pontus Jansson, I'd love to bring in, but he has just signed and he will not move again. So sadly we'll be getting him. Shane Duffy was also brought up, who I think we might have signed last year. At one point in the career, I'm not sure. Issa Diop, but he has a release clause of 23 million, so maybe not get him. This one was brought up as well, and I like the look of him. Fredrik Sorensen, I think I pronounced it right, from Denmark. Would like to maybe bring him in. Another player who looks really interesting, would like to have, is Tony Leisner, I think it is, a centre-back from Union Berlin. He looks like he could be good. I've been looking into him, and he looks like he could have some decent stats and would be good to have. They've already had an offer rejected from LA Galaxy, so he is wanted. And finally, John Suter was the last one brought up. Obviously Scottish, very young, would have potential. Might not offer a lot of first-team presence for right now, but going forward, if we trained him, could be a big player. So I'm not going to sit through and go through the negotiations of how many players are there, like 6 or 7. I'm not going to go through the individual negotiations. I will update you. I'll quickly fly through and see if I can get in, and I will update you on what the status is of each player and if there's any look as though we might get. I think I've got to be realistic with Rob Holding and saying it'll be a loan move, so I'll start off with him and I'll update you and let you know if we manage to get him. Oh ho, Arsene Wenger again. Last time we met, he stormed out. Prick. Okay, they're happy enough to let him go out on a 1-year loan. We just need to pay the wage, and we can afford... Oh, you can do splits now. They are willing to do a 60-40 split for wages. That's cool. Obviously, last year and every other year in career mode, you had to pay the full wage, but now you can split it. And I'm very happy with that. We're only paying 21 grand a week of his wages. I will accept that, and that's good. I will try and sign someone permanently, but I'm liking that. And Rob Holding will probably be here now at Celtic if we go into it, unless... No, that's it. Rob Holding is now a Celtic player, I think. Maybe I have to wait for confirmation, but Rob Holding will be coming to some loan, I'm thinking. So, now I really want one of these two. I want to try either Sorensen or Leisner, because I'm not familiar with them and it would be nice to discover a new player. I'm going to start with Leisner and see how that goes. Get a wee bit of German in the team. I would also like a Dane though. We'll see. We'll go in and I'll find out what happens with the two of them. That's a fair offer, right? 6 million has been offered for Tony Leisner. That's quite a bit of money, But once again, I'm willing to pay it if it's going to work out as a good move. Let's get into the contract negotiation. Okay, right, we humped it. We maybe should have offered him a bit more. Leicester is off. Maybe we should do a bit more scouting. That would help. So, we could come back to him. Let's do a bit more scouting to this guy before we jump in, I would say. Can we go and scout him? Are we scouting him just now? We'll go and scout him, and hopefully things go better. There we go. Brilliant news. Rob Holding is here. Massive loan in to help us get out the championship. I'm very happy with that signing. Honestly, I think he's going to be good enough to jump in over Sviatchenko in this team. I'm quickly going to jump Bayata down here. Right, no, actually, Sviatchenko's still better. So, anyway, though, depth. That's what we needed. We needed depth, and that does give us that depth. So, I'm very happy with bringing in Rob Holding. I'm actually going to try and loan out Aiden Nesbitt. I just remembered about that. But Rob Holding is in. Now, we might want to bring in... Do we need a permanent centre-back right now? We got Holding. I don't think we need to spend the money on a permanent centre-back if we've got that depth this season. Maybe we keep that money till January in case we need an improvement. I'm thinking that would be a better idea. I'm going to do that. I think, do you know what, we're not going to rush in and sign unlimited centre-backs. We've got Bayata, we've got Smirovic, we've got Sviatchenko, we've got Ayer who can jump in, we've got Holding now. You know, honestly, I'm feeling like the depth is good enough for the Championship, for the Premier League. Maybe we'd need someone. But right now, I'm happy. I said I was going to do this after the Nottingham Forest game, but I'm actually going to leave it and do it now. We need to set up training. So, obviously, we've got to focus on the younger players, try and get their stats up and focus on the players who have a lot of potential. So I'm going to jump in and put training on first off Patrick Roberts because I feel like that's needed. Christopher Ayer secondly, I feel like we can maybe get a lot out of him, so we're going to put him on some defending courses. Definitely get Kieran Tierney on something. We can grow him massively, I imagine. So we'll get Tierney jumping in on a couple of things actually. We want to get Tierney as high as possible. So we'll get Tierney on some dribbling training. And I suppose we'll just shove Moussa Dembele on some attacking scenarios or something. And there we go. That seems like good training to me. You've got it all set up. Simulate, see how it goes the first week. And we're ready to get into the first game of the season. Nah, not awful. Tierney could have done a bit better in the intermediate defending. But honestly, not too bad. So now, really, it's just a straight road to the first game of the season now against Nottingham Forest. There's not much else to cover. If you feel like there's anything we have to do or address, make sure to leave in the comments below. But I'm happy to head to the first game of the season against Nottingham Forest. Joseph Siminovic. Reject. No. So we actually got our thing back on this guy, Fredrik Sorensen. And he's someone who I genuinely want to have on this team now. He's 77 rated, 8.5 million, wage start too high. But I think the best thing to do is to keep this guy under the radar and wait until January to pick him up, or until we're actually in the Premier League. I think I'm going to wait till January, but he's a player who I'm highly interested in, so we're going to keep him under the radar. So thank you to, I remember who commented it, you know who you are. Thank you for suggesting them. So we are at the first game of the season. This year the third kit's in the game. The third kit, I don't like it, but the third kit is in the game. And to celebrate, we're going to wear it. But we are at the first game of the season. We are taking on Mark Warburton, former Rangers manager. His team in Nottingham Forest, away from home. 8 o'clock kickoff. I'm very happy with the team we're fielding, and I'm looking forward to getting out of the Championship. Let's head right into the season. Here we are, it's a city ground, isn't it? It's the city ground that Nottingham Forest Stadium's called. I wish that we had the stadiums in the game, but obviously, we're going to be playing in some generic stadiums for a bit. Let's get off to a good start. That's what matters. First game of the Celtic career mode, FIFA 18. Oh, nervy moment. Go, Scott Brown. Oh, Scott Brown with the cheeky little dribble forward. He's offside, I think. No, he's not. He's on. It's in. No, he's off. He's off. We got a goal. He's offside. Moussa Dembele thought he got a first of the season. Unlucky, Moussa. Unlucky. Not looking like him this year, is he? That's ours. Win that. Brilliant. Brilliant from Scott Brown. Gives it to Moussa Dembele. This time, surely it's going to be 1-0. Oh, he's put it wide. I thought Moussa had it there. Thought he had the first goal of the season. Right, there's somebody running. There we go. Scott Sinclair through. Trademark finish from Sinclair. Beautiful stuff. And the first goal of our champion. Let's go and run over to the fans, actually. First goal of the season is scored by our player of the season last year. None other than Scott Sinclair. Let's get on top of that board, right in front of our fans. Get in. Scott Sinclair, 1-0. First goal of the season. We all go and celebrate in fashion. Look at that, all our generic little player faces. At least Sinclair's got his, but beautiful finish from Sinclair. And when you're through with Sinclair 1-1, there's one result and it's bang. Finish shot, top corner. Typical. Happy with the first goal. Very aware of who was behind him. Roberts. Finds Dembele. What a finish. Beautiful stuff. And Moussa Dembele, let's do something. What we're doing. There we go. Moussa Dembele 2-0. Gets a goal right before half time. Very comfortable at the minute. Nottingham Forest haven't been in the game that much. And a lovely finish from Dembele. Another wee finish shot. And look at that. Touch, shot, bang. Easy days for Moussa Dembele. Never going to miss. Yes, McGregor does so well. Stuart Armstrong. Will we let fly? We do. 3-0. Stuart Armstrong for you. Cue the chant. Cue the chant. This head is fine. Scores belters all the time, doesn't he? And a belter right there to start off his campaign. We are up 3-0 and that's game over. Lovely stuff from Stuart Armstrong. Thank you, Martin Tyler, for clearing. Joseph Simonovic has not moved as he stands on the pitch. And we go, Barry Mackay scored. Cue the Rangers TV commentator. Barry Mackay! It's a goal for Nottingham Forest. Oh well. Stuart Armstrong. There we go. Go on. Go on, Armstrong's done so well there. A wee ball through for Dembele. Low-driven finish. Easy days. This is some game. Brilliant stuff, and we're going to do it again. Ah yes, get in. 4-1. Lovely start to the season. I'm loving this Celtic team. I feel like this should be the team we win the Premier League with. We just don't make any signings. We can make this 5-1 on the opening game. Oh, that's decent. Okay, poor defending from us. Poor defending from us. Velios, he has got a lot of height. We should be defending set pieces better though. And 4-2. Really good game here. Nice wee ball from Forest for Griffiths. Nice turn. Stuart Armstrong. Should we just go for it? We're going to go for it. Brilliant save from Henderson. Brilliant save. That was going right in the back of the net. If we win this, we can maybe catch their keeper out. There's Armstrong for Sinclair. Maybe we can score from afar. Scott Sinclair. That's useless. Oh. Not too far. But wish they maybe took it a bit further forward there. I'd like to score another, but I doubt we're going to have the time. There we go, full time. And a fantastic opening day performance. Very dominant. 4-2. As easy as you like. Love it. Now we've actually got a lot of simming to do. And I know what you're thinking, like, Ryan, you're simming too many games. Maybe you're thinking that, but I think you've got to agree with me in saying we do not want to spend 3 months of this career mode sitting playing it in the Championship, playing opposition like Bristol City. We want to be in the Premier League. So I'm going to be simming up to this Norwich game, and that'll be the game to finish off the episode. So we've got 4 games to sim through now. We're going to go through it as quickly as possible. Don't worry, I will be editing in between each and every game. And if there's any... Lucas Piszczek has left Dortmund in this for Mönchengladbach. That's a big move. But we've got some training stuff to do. I'll do that in between, and if any major news breaks up for us, pops up for us even, I will let you know. Right, so the first game to simulate is against Cheltenham in the Cup. We're away from home, which it's a League Cup. We're not too bothered about it, but it would obviously be nice to win some silverware in the first season. I'm going to play the strongest team. You might be thinking this is the team where we should be rotating, bring in Holden and Cham, etc. But I'm wanting to make sure we go through this round. So... Oh, we're out in penalties. Fuck me. Cup disaster in the first episode. That's why you play those sort of games, Ryan. Right, it's the League Cup anyway. We'll go for the FA Cup. When we get to the Premier League, we will be going for trebles. We will want Le Treble. But we are out the League Cup already. Fantastic. So then, second game to sim. We are at home this time, so surely we should be getting the win. Once again, stick with the strongest team. It's in the league. No mercy against any team, I suppose. Although I will make some changes against Norwich. We're up 1-0 already. And a 2-0 win. Tierney bags a goal. Dembele continues scoring. Lovely stuff. Easy win. Another home game now. We're going to be playing Ipswich, Mick McCarthy's team, former Celtic player, of course. So, simulate that. Obviously, we're playing the same team. This is only a couple of days later. I will, after the Norwich game, make a rotation team for midweek. And 1-0 already again. 3-0. Sinclair, Armstrong, Lustig. I'm loving the Championship. I'm loving it. First away league game to simulate now. Nothing happening in between, by the way. Nothing major anyway. And we've got Bristol City to beat now. So, hopefully, we should be winning this. Even though we're away from home, we should still be winning. Much stronger team. 1-0, very slim win, but a win nonetheless, so I'll take it. Simonovic sets us up nicely for the Norwich game. So then, to end off the episode, we've got one more game. We've got a 100% record to keep going here. 4 games, 4 wins. We are at home to Norwich, a game I'm very confident of winning. We'll make a couple of changes to the team, perhaps, if we have a quick look. We're not going to play Baton. I'm actually going to start in Cham there. So we're going to bring in Cham for this game. I'm also going to give Tom Rogic the start. Dembele's doing well, so he will remain in the team. And I'm going to give Rob Holden a start also. I'm very happy with the 11 we're sending out. Let's go and beat Norwich. Lovely to see it again, isn't it? Brilliant. East Point Arena. Nice to see you again, old friend. Here we go. First home game we're actually going to play this year. And hopefully we continue up our great record. There are Rangers, they're undefeated also in their opening 3 games. But we are going to beat Norwich here, who are 13th. I just know after that great performance against Nottingham Forest. Logic. Right, if we could get that for Dembele. There we go. Dembele's off. Dembele's off. There's no stopping him. He's just went by the last man. And Dembele... That went through the net. Did anybody else see that? That went through the net. We've scored. That did not seem like a goal. It was not just me seeing that, was it? That went through the net. I'm sure it. Either that, it went in so fluidly and bounced back out, but the fans are loving how they've fixed the fans this year. Look a lot better. But look at this. This goes through the net. I'm sure of it. Dembele shoots. It goes through... It went through the net. Dembele is that good. He is literally busting the net. Look at that. It whops right through it. I didn't even think it was a goal. You see my reaction. I was so delayed. 1-0 though. Dembele let through like that. He's going to score. Don't let him dance away like that. He's onside. Oliveira. We've fell to the ground and Tete putting so much behind it. Poor defending from us. Craig Gordon can only do so much. And Tete gets Norwich back in the game. It's 1-0. It was poor defending. Poor defending. Right, come on. We can go back and take the lead again. Here we go. Brown. Scott Brown. Nice wee ball for Dembele. And Moussa Dembele to make it 2. Does make it 2. And he's scoring for fun at the minute. He is scoring for fun. Big Moussa Dembele makes it 2-0. Fantastic stuff. Lovely wee ball through. I think it was from Brown. But we're up 2-1. Nice. I'm loving it. Double the goals. Have a quick look again. Yep, it was Scott Brown. A nice little ball. And Dembele takes it lovely. And look at that. Keeper's never going to get down to it in time. 2-1. Stayed in the net this time. That was a poor tackle. Very poor tackle. Kieran Tierney. Oh, he's done so well there, Kieran Tierney. Tierney for Dembele's hat-trick. There we go. Tierney assists it in such a fine way. And here we go. I don't know what that is, but there we go. Hat-trick. Dembelition. Dembelition. Loving it. We're going to make a sub now. I'm going to bring Forrest on. But Tierney done so well for the assist. I was actually tempted to go the full way with Tierney, get him a goal, but I wanted Dembele's hat-trick. So there we go. Dembele is having some episode. That's his 6th goal in the league this season. Brilliant. Rogic. For Dembele's 4th, maybe. Dembele, he's got 4. He's just too good. He's just too good. This is madness. Dembele gets his 4th of the game. His 7th of the season. And there you go. You're hearing that for Martin Tyler. 4 shots, 4 goals from Moussa Dembele. Scenes here at Celtic Park. Scenes. Stuart Armstrong. He's just come on the park. Pair of fresh legs. Going for it. Can he find Griffiths? He can. 5-1. It's just all too easy. He's just on. There we go. Run behind the goal. Let's get a wee bit of something. There we go. Lee Griffiths. 5-1. 5 shots for our strikers today and 5 goals. Brilliant performance. And generally, we're so clinical. We are so clinical. The championship right now is a breeze. 6. Armstrong picks out Griffiths. What a beautiful pass. And it's going to be 6. Low driven shot. Griffiths has put it wide. Ah, Griffiths, you're better than that. I mean, we're up 5-1, but still want to score more. That's nice. Lee Griffiths' turn. And shoot, maybe? Oh, that was not far. Not far at all from Griffiths. He could have came on and scored a hat-trick himself. Norwich. And there we go, full time. A breeze, to say the least. So dominant. And there he is, Dembele, collecting the ball. Loving it. Absolutely loving it. 3, 2, 1. Right in, lads, that does it for the first episode, the second episode of the Celtic Career Mode. We are flying through the Championship right now, and honestly, this could be a breeze. I think we're ready for the Premier League. There is the league table as we finish this episode. Sadly, we got knocked out the cup. That was the only points, well, it's not points dropped, the only loss of the episode. It was a draw, we lost in penalties. But there is the league table if you want to see it. We are top with 4 wins. That's not us. 5 games, 5 wins. 15 goals scored, 3 conceded. We are flying at the minute, and I think it's only going to get better. So, hopefully you'll be here for the next episode, guys. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time.